take it away, your metalness.
Okay.
So, let's see what we got here. You want to explain what's going on there? One of you guys?
Well, we don't see any difference in speeds with the pull chains, so want to see if there's any wiring incorrectness going on.
Now there is where is it? There are no, that's not it. Okay, well I think I know what the problem is.
What's up?
Something is connected. No, nope, I was wrong. I thought I knew what the problem was, but I did not know what the problem was. I thought it looked like that the red light lead was connected to one of the motor leads, in which we'd be seeing high all the time.
Right.
But that's not the case. It was connected to the lead from the light, and it just looked similar. So, okay. There are 4 wires from the motor.
Okay.
Neutral. One goes to one side of the reverse switch.
Yeah.
The other, let's see, goes to the other side of the reverse switch. So these two go to the these two go to the coil. They go to the auxiliary coil.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only 2 other wires coming from the motor.
Okay.
So I don't see how you could get multiple speeds. I don't see it because you have your two wires from the auxiliary coil, and what you're doing when you reverse it, you're just switching the polarity of this coil.
Right.
Okay. You got your neutral for the main coil.
Yeah.
And you got your hot from the main coil.
Yeah.
So there's nothing in there to give it different speeds. The capacitor is to shift the phase going to the auxiliary coil. You can see that goes to the reverse switch.
Yeah.
And that comes off of brown in the pull chain. So black in the pull chain goes to 2 different layers here. One layer connects to blue and blue, which both go to black. So that would make sense that it would both be the same speeds. It almost looks like there's supposed to be something different here. These both come off of the pull chain.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't black, this is blue.
Yeah.
I'm missing something obvious that's right in front of me. Because this was a 3-speed fan. Ironically, it doesn't need to be a 3-speed fan to go in the museum. It's going to have a remote kit. So, but at the very least, I'd like to make sure it's running on high, on full power. So, black. Black goes to L, and then the 2 blues are 2 and 3. So no matter what speed it's on, blue gets power. So that coil is going to be powered full power the entire time. Now there's the other hot also goes to this top layer of the pull chain, which if it's on speed 1 goes to one side of the cap. Speed 2 goes to the other side of the cap. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I'm going to look at it again.
Okay.
High. If I reverse it, what does it do? It does reverse.
Yeah, reverse is no problem.
0.58. It's a little reverse. Nope, that's the same. Again, this isn't the end of the world since it doesn't need to be multi-speed, but I would like to figure it out. So,
what's the rate?
I think it's been painted over. I'm pretty sure. I can check if you want to hold these so that I don't lose them. I didn't bother to check because I'm pretty sure it's been painted over. Yeah, it has been painted over. I can see the label right here with paint on it. 'Twas not my doing. Don't hand me that screwdriver. I'll tighten this canopy while I'm up here, though.
Yeah.
Nice looking fan.
Yeah, it sure is.
I actually have another one of these motors somewhere in storage. I could pull it out and try to figure out both the rating and, but I mean, I'm sure it's buried. I guarantee if I need to pull it out, it's somewhere inaccessible. So, top layer of the pull chain, just make sure that there's power to the main coil no matter what speed. So the main coil gets power no matter what. If I disconnect this, then if I'm right about that, then nothing should happen now.
Right. Yep.
It's drawing current right now, but nothing is happening. Off. Drawing 0.35. It's just the auxiliary coil that's getting power. So, if I hook up just one of these, there's the blue lead. Thank you, sir. Hook up just, which one are we hooking up? 3. Let's hook up just 3. This is why it's always helpful to have an amp meter. So that's high. Still high. Now 0.36. That's just the auxiliary coil. And I don't believe that that's going to keep spinning. Because if you have just the auxiliary coil, it can't do anything. Okay. So, yep. So then the speeds are supposed to be controlled on the auxiliary coil somehow. I've never... Okay. So, on high, this capacitor gets hot on that side. Okay, so neutral goes straight to the okay. So depending on the pull chain position, hot goes to one side of the capacitor, which also lines it up. Doing any good. Okay, well first of all I'm going to put this back. So, on side 3, this is not wired right. This capacitor is in the wrong place. Now, just document, just for me, just in case I need to put it back. Right now, brown from the reverse switch is connected to red from the cap. Red from the reverse switch. Yeah, this got turned around somehow. Brown well, that's purple. That's not brown. So that's no good. Okay. Red. Now we're drawing 0.98, so that's certainly different. Okay, let's reverse it. .97, 0.6. Did it just reverse?
Yeah.
0.96 again. Okay, that's not right either, but we're closer. We've figured out how to get a different speed out of it.
Yeah.
So let's look at this logically. Capacitor is only one value. Okay. Oh, almost dropped one. If I disconnect the capacitor, the auxiliary coil is not connected to anything. So we turn the fan on. We got nothing right now. Drawing 0.6. There's no auxiliary coil. Still drawing 0.6. Still drawing 0.6. Off. So there's really only 3. Okay, this is the auxiliary coil. What happens when we hook the auxiliary coil up? That. So with the auxiliary coil, with the auxiliary coil and no capacitor, we get a lower speed, but 0.9 amps, a higher current draw rating. 0.6, which I believe is just the and then once again, okay, I don't see why this would be any different, but I'm going to try the red lead from the pull chain. This should just, all this should change is the order. .9, 0.9, nothing. So we figured out how to get the low speed, and we know how to get the high speed, but how do we get the medium speed? So hooking the two coils in parallel. Okay, let me try something real quick. Let's do this again. This is the two coils in parallel with no capacitor. High. Or not high, that would be low. If I reverse it, does it reverse?
Yeah. Yes,
okay.
It does.
So I've always wondered how certain fans have draw more current on low than they do on higher speeds. That's how they're doing it. They're hooking both coils in parallel with no capacitor. Now, if I hook the coil in parallel with the capacitor, this is getting to be a very educational video. High, but are we in reverse?
Yes.
I thought we were in forward. High. Okay. Thought I reversed it. Oh well. We get high. Just 0.5. Now, this is being a single value capacitor. I don't know what the other option would be. This is for the aux coil off the reverse switch. That's for the aux coil off the reverse switch.
What are those loose wires there?
These are the same. These are two wires in parallel, and this is another wire off the pull chain. So if I were to connect these two together, it would essentially just short the capacitor, which is the same thing as when we test it and get the low speed. I don't know how we get a medium. This is neutral. This is the hot side. This is the neutral side. We want to keep them separate. Because, you know, not keeping them separate lets the magic smoke out. And once you let, once you let the magic smoke out, it's very hard to get it back in. And buying cans of fan smoke is very expensive and hard to get. So that'd be a lesson via metal, Pete. Just be very careful when you're working on fans. If you let the magic smoke out, magic smoke is very hard to replace. I'm sure you've heard about the magic smoke that you get when you're working on a music gear.
Yeah.
You know, if you let the magic smoke out, it's very expensive to put it back in. Okay. I'm using my thinking head here. Okay. Okay. Hey Andy, can you either make a note that's very, you know, in your head or in your phone or something just to keep track? So this is wire number 2. I just want to keep track of what pull chain positions activate which wire when. So wire number 2, oops, let's start at 0. Nope, not 0. Why does that reverse it?
Alright, so what do we want to do?
Okay. Wire number 2, position 1 is on. Position 2 is off. And position 3 is on. That's wire number 2, which is brown. Wire number 3, which is red. There is no wire number 1. What'd you say? I mean, we can get you paper and pen if that's easier. Are you good? Here's a marker. I don't know what paper is. I got it. What's that there? Wire 3. Here. Position 1 was, what do we use for on? Should we use it? Okay. What's zeros and ones would get too confusing? Maybe X and 0? Yeah, we use X. Position 2 was, position 3 was, okay, let's see what it is with the red. Position 1 is on. Position 2 is on. And position 3 is off. So high is both on. It almost seems like this is the wrong capacitor. I wonder if somebody changed the capacitor in its former life. But I wouldn't know what value is supposed to be there. Because 1 would be both values, 2 would be just one value, and 3 would be just the other value. Okay, this is a 4. Let's assume that the people that replaced it were at least halfway right, and it's supposed to add up to 4. Let's see what we have downstairs that adds up to 4. Interesting, they're still vibrating. What speed is it on? Yep. Okay. Let's see what we have downstairs that adds up to 4. Maybe this is just the wrong capacitor that's in there. We know somebody's been in it before because it's been painted. Here's a 2 and a 4. I'm going to keep this one out just in case it's one of the values. It's supposed to be 4 and not both. Not both there. I want you to know what you got to be careful with the both of them. Here we go. Here's a 1 and a 3. So meanwhile, let's check. Somebody make sure I remember to bring my capacitor testing with me to Fanimation. Yep, this does add up to 4. This one's low. That's 1.3, so that's not, yeah, that's low. Let's see if I can find one like that that's not. Here we go. This is a 3 and a 1.5, so it technically adds up to 4.5. But I'm okay with that. Yeah. Especially because we don't know that 4 is even the correct value. Mm-hmm. So, 4 box. I guess I should just find a different way to pack that. This is the dilemma with fans that people have been in before. Is that,
They did.
so, okay. 2 activates wire 3, which is red, so that should be purple. Purple equals red in this case. Whenever I get stumped, it always helps me to write it out. Can you show my writing there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go.
It always helps me to write it out, to draw a schematic or to draw a chart or something like that.
Oh, absolutely.
And even when I'm at home trying to work something out on the computer, it's never the same as, okay, so this is what, let's try, okay. Off, high, 0.64.
Yeah.
Seems like an acceptable high speed.
Yep.
Medium, 0.51.
And that's... looks like a good medium. Let's try low now.
Low, 0.55.
Oh, it's slowing down.
Will the jury will the jury accept these speeds?
Oh. That looks...
Lowest capacitor is just bad.
No, it was the wrong capacitor because it
well,
was
wrong type.
It was a 3-wire, but 2 of the wires were just one side of it paralleled, whereas it actually needed a 3-value capacitor. I wish I had the current rating because I'd like to know if this is a sufficient high speed. You know, I'd like to know what happens if you go higher than this. Okay, well, let's put it back together. And then we'll do a different video. If you want, we can keep the camera rolling for the reassembly process, which is...
Oh yeah, I'll keep it rolling for that.
You know,
but
bound to be interesting.
Yeah. Oh no, this is...
Well, this turned out to be way more of a project than I needed. First of all, I didn't expect it to be missing the down rod and canopy and all of that. And I also did not expect it to have issues. I guess that might have been how I ended up with it. The guy I got it from was kind of a dick, so I was surprised. I don't remember if I traded for it or if he gave it to me, but either way I was surprised, and I guess I know why he gave it up. Because it was not fully functional. So, anytime a dick trades you something, I guess that's something to keep in mind, that it might not be fully functional. So, now you guys, I don't really care, but one of you guys, I can't remember which one of you, might even be both of you, really cares about down being downdraft and up being updraft, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this is...
It looks like that one was backwards from that, or at least it is.
Well, I think maybe it's because the switch is upside down.
Yeah, no, that's why it was confusing me. Yeah, once you put it back on this side.
Yeah.
Well, it can go either way. I was just going to flip it if it wasn't the right way.
Sure, but I think it is.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it was until it started to hang upside down.
Well, I put it in there in the first place, so I mean, if it was the right way, it was by pure chance. Yeah. So, this is why you, don't trade fans with dicks, and this is why you don't let dicks work on fans.
Valuable life lesson there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's definitely that.
So if it turns out that one of you guys is a dick, you no longer get to work on fans with me. You can watch, that's it. Oh! Dropped the world's smallest screw. But Andy's got an eagle eye.
I know.
My eagle eye has been honed over many frustrated.
Oh, I need the screwdriver, little screwdriver.
Frustrated searches across this floor.
That's true. Andy was terrible at dropping and finding screws when we first enlisted him. And now, after many years of not training, what's it called when like the the guy, like the Karate Kid master, you know, puts the newcomer through the rigorous and painful process to, you know, while the Eye of the Tiger plays and all of that. What's that called?
Yeah.
You need a montage.
Yeah.
Sports training montage.
What's that from?
South Park.
That's right.
Yeah. Just gotta stuff it all up in there.
Yeah. It was easier when I did it on the workbench, but that was before I knew about all of the additional stuffing and such that I would have to do. Okay, so all we need now...
Bulb and a globe.
Yep. That sounded inappropriate as well. I don't know why. I think everything sounds inappropriate after a certain point.
Yeah.
Oh!
Ooh.
The canopy almost fell. This is a nice globe for this. It's like not the like generic Menards-y schoolhouse. It's a classier looking schoolhouse.
Oh yeah.
I used to have 3 or so schoolhouse globes from the 1920s that I pulled out of a church basement.
Oh yeah?
And at least one of them broke. One of them's here. I used it on that long nose. And,
oh yeah.
I don't know what happened to the third one. Okay, so our video process is we put the ladder over here. Oops, I usually try to turn it this way, so if I need to prop my camera out, I can.
Yeah, here you go. And I can probably stop for now.
I was showing what the process is between putting the fan up. And so we put the ladder over there.
Okay, I can stop the camera right there.
Well, I'm showing the camera. I was showing the screen. And I turned the house lights off.
Oh yeah.
And the overhead fans.
House fans.
Yeah. And then I usually don't turn the gable fan off until I've done my Instagram shot. Where's the decade box? We don't need that.
Oh yeah, right there.
So,
the decade box.
Yeah, you can turn it off now since I have to do the Instagram shot and I can't do that while it's recording. But there you go, guys. You've seen a fan repair process. I'm probably going to check if I can get to one of those other motors. I'm going to check it and see. But see, I've been told they also made an oil bath version of this too. So I don't know if those motors will have the same ratings.
Okay.
So,
oh, it's not. It's still recording.
I know. I'm showing the fan. So, we'll see. But if not, we'll live with this capacitor. I have a friend that likes to say close enough for jazz. So, we'll move on to the actual video.